Good day everyone, my name is Vannaka and I'm excited to bring you the first episode of my Raging Echo League's adventure. I'm having an absolute blast playing this league and I hope you are too. Seriously, it feels like every year, with every league, the relics get crazier and I am all here for it. What I'm going to do in this video is not the typical, oh, this was my starting route and I completed this task and then this task and then this one. Everyone does that, so I want to give you something different for a change. Of course, you'll see the progress I make in the background, and here and there I will give you some context if needed, but I mainly want to talk about my general experience of the first, I'd say, 8 hours of leagues I played so far. I mean, like every year, the hype for leagues is real, but what also happens every year is a delayed start. Yeah, it started 3 hours later than it was supposed to. But hey, I get it, this stuff can happen, and they need to be absolutely sure they didn't make any mistakes when the game goes live. Otherwise, some may get an unfair advantage over others, which would be an even bigger problem. But anyways, I started my adventure by kinda following Doubleshine his route, shout out to him by the way, but here and there I did some different stuff. As you saw in the beginning, I picked the Animal Wrangler perk. In case you don't know what the relics of tier 1 do, Power Miner gives you the power to automatically bank your ores and smelt them into bars, rocks will deplete after 4 rocks, and if you fail to mine a rock there's a 50% chance you succeed anyway. Lumberjack does similar things but for woodcutting. You turn logs into either fire making or fletching experience, automatically bank the resources and have a 50% chance to succeed. Now the one I picked, Animal Wrangler, is comparable to the other two but for some reason has some extra buffs. Fish has a 50% chance to cook automatically, it will be caught 1 tick faster and will also have an extra 50% chance and is sent to the bank automatically. On top of that, hunter traps never fail, chins are doubled when caught, and impling jars never break. Super OP if you ask me, and perfect for when I need a good AFK activity. So my goal was, just like many others, to rush to the second tier as quickly as possible to move up my XP multiplier from ×5 to ×8, which makes a pretty big difference if you ask me. At first, I was sold on the Corner Cutter relic, simply because I don't want to waste my time on training agility in leagues and I thought it would be a nice passive. But a little voice inside my head told me not to do it. Something was calling me. And it was not dodgy deals. No, it sounded more friendly. Like Friendly Forager. So again, in short, the tier 2 relics. Corner Cutter gives you boosts to train passive agility XP wherever you go. You can't fail obstacles and make money while training agility by picking up Marks of Grace. Dodgy Deals is a thieving relic which makes you multi-pickpocket NPCs in an 11x11 area, never fail pickpockets, you auto-pickpocket, pickpockets are noted, stalls never deplete, and the maximum coin pouch is increased by 3 × 28. But like I said, I decided to go with Friendly Forager. This relic gives you passive herbs while training any gathering skill, which matches nice with my fishing perk. Secondary ingredients have a 90% chance not to be consumed, and potions are 4 dosed instead of 3. To be honest, this relic will give me infinite potions, I'm already telling you. But let's talk a little bit about the general feeling and experience about leagues again. What I always like about leagues is that everyone has a fresh start. Of course, I know that it's only a temporary mode, but still, every time I get that nice competitive feel to it. Even though I play a lot, I know that there are always players that have more time to play or play more efficiently, but that is totally fine. I keep telling myself that leagues is not a sprint, but a marathon. But it's usually what happens after a few hours what is exciting, when people get ahead of others and start to exploit some relic mechanics to create huge advantages. That is, in my opinion, one of the most exciting things about leagues. So, do I already have a road planned out for my league character? Well, like I explained in my pre-league video, the main reason I'm playing leagues is to collect rewards for the main game. This account is a chunk-locked Iron Man in the general server, and I can unlock new content by completing slots in my costume room in the player-owned house. So my goal is simply to get as many points this league, which will most likely be Dragon tier. But that is no information on the actual way I want to get there. I do have a plan, and I will slowly reveal what it's gonna be, but I don't want to say everything yet. One thing I can share with you already though, is that the first region I picked was the Fremennik region. This is because I think the echo items in this area are great, the Emperor Ring and the Amulet of the Monarchs, but also because it has a very solid money-making method which may be a bit too broken, but we'll get there soon enough. Now let's talk about the third relic I picked, and this tier is all about teleportation. This year's options are Fairy's Flight, which lets you teleport to all fairy rings, spirit trees, and to leprechauns, Bank Heist, which lets you teleport to literally every bank in the game and even deposit boxes, And then last but not least, the Clue Compass, a relic that can teleport you to all clue stashes and any active clue step. They all sound super interesting, but I simply had to pick Clue Compass. It feels like the most creative pick and has some really weird locations to teleport to. I have to admit that some of the teleports are not that useful, but other ones are extremely good and will make up for it. And I also can't wait until I find out the specific clue step that turns out to be a great teleport spot to keep for skilling methods or to get to bosses quickly. So after I picked this relic, I decided to start doing some AFK fishing because I wanted to eat dinner and just take a little break in general. And oh man, I'm so happy that I picked the fishing relic because this was incredibly relaxing. I literally flew through the fishing levels with fly fishing and also got some tasks done like catch 100 lobsters and stuff like that. I made it to 65 fishing in no time and then decided to do the ultimate AFK activity, Karambwan fishing. This is literally a 25-minute AFK spot, and in combination with the herb pouch from Friendly Forager, it felt like heaven. In literally 20 minutes, I had a stack of 30 Renar weeds and more, and I had to do exactly nothing for it. Wow. So after some AFKing, I finally unlocked Fremy, and now the goal was to get the 4th relic as soon as possible. I caught some sharks, and also automatically cooked them, and this got me a load of points. Some of these moments I did on mobile though, but that's actually super handy to do. But let's talk about money for a bit. A lot of people thought at the beginning that dodgy deals and corner cutter were required to make some good money at the start, and without it, it could be a bit of a challenge. But I'll be honest, being able to catch Karambwans has its perks. They sell for 100 coins each in a regular shop, so money problem solved. I sold a bunch to get like 100k or so, and the only things left to do were to find some quick tasks to complete to unlock that 4th relic I was aiming for. So now that I have the Fremennik area unlocked, it instantly became a lot easier to obtain points. So I looked up some easy tasks and made it to 2500 league points, which unlocks Relic 4. And this is the one, guys, the one that we've all been waiting for. In this tier, there's 3 options once again. Golden God, and this perk is high-level alchemy on steroids and also allows easy prayer training. Reloaded, and with this relic you can pick other relics from previous tiers. And Equilibrium, and this is a flat buff and experience trained in any skill with an extra bonus for your lowest skill. For me personally, it was extremely easy to pick a relic in this tier. By far my number 1 here is Golden God. I mean, yes, with Reloaded you can make another gathering skill AFK, or do some dodgy deals or teleport to even more locations. And with Equilibrium, you can get a sick XP boost and everything. But Golden God is something else. You can basically pick any item and alch it for profit. I had 60k and I wanted to try it with Eddie Longswords. I alched 20 of them and turned my cash into 150k with only 1 click. Well, after I found out that the spell autocasts. It takes a bit of time to grow a cash deck, but once you finally do, it grows exponentially. And that is why I needed the Fremennik region. At the Stonemason in Kelbegrim, you can buy some very expensive items that can make you a literal fortune. So that is what I did. I decided to get myself max cash. Literally, just like that. It took an hour or so, but yeah, I won't be needing any more cash in the league. This is Fire Seal from last year, but even better. It's free 200 mil magic and prayer XP too. And of course I can buy anything I desire. And after I hit max cash, I noticed something really funny. I thought the alching would stop, but it didn't. So all the cash past max stack keeps dropping on the floor, which means I leave a coin trail everywhere I go. Just look at this, mate. So yeah, I had a blast on my first day of leagues. Tomorrow is another day, and then I'll be focusing on the combat masteries. With max cash, it shouldn't be too hard to get myself some supplies to prepare, right? Anyway, that's gonna be all for today's video. I had a lot of fun and I hope you guys too. Please leave a comment on the video with your experience of day 1. Are you enjoying League so far? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.